Alright guys, so I am going to be breaking down the defensive side of game for the Gamecocks versus the Missouri Tigers here, and this is the first play of the drive. And I'm going to tell you, like right off the rip, I've already watched it all, play by play. I'm going to let the first one run here a few times. And you're noticing this one, this is a man coverage, and you're going to see our DBs backing off. Obviously, the one that's backing them off the most is getting ready to, he didn't want to show his blitz, and he's coming back on a blitz. But we're sending a lot of guys and leaving our guys in man coverage. And so let me come back. Sorry, I forgot that I have to use my mouse for pointing things out. Let's see here. So, see how the DB is backing off here? We're going to see a lot of this, okay? And that's really something that's going to hurt us, in this game is literally how much space we're leaving here. Now, on this play, it was a run, so it didn't matter, but we were on a blitz, and we were leaving our guys out in man coverage. We're not putting any spies in, which is something I really keep calling for. We keep having a lot of mobile quarterbacks and teams that can run some read options, and yet we're not really spying very well. Seems that Clayton White continues to just, it's either load up the box and blitz, and leave our guys on the island, or he goes into, kind of soft zone coverage, but not a lot of blitzing. Later on in the game, okay, so this is funny because see they do this play now, and they're going to come back to it again in a little while. But this time they're doing it in a motion, like this is love it motion over here, and I guess it just didn't have the same effect as it's going to later. But this seems like basically like a play we would be running that, hey, Savell Newton say, hey, I don't like, basically that play right there, but and it gets eat up on this one. They're going to have success with it on us in a little while. A little bit doing it a little different though, but once again, we are in a man coverage. We're playing a lot of man early, leaving our guys, to make plays, and one-on-one pretty much everywhere, giving them soft, not playing them up close to the line. And in the first drive, it all works out. That's fine. Can't complain about the first drive. We got a quick 3 and out. And, so the next play, yeah, we're not even going to worry about the replay on that one. It doesn't do much for us. All right, and the next play was 3rd and 10. What happens here? I've got notes on it, but I kind of, yeah, and they just went for a run. We were playing man again. I just want to go back and check the coverage again real quick. All right, right here, I'm going to show you something that's killing us. All right, they have, see the guy here, and then you have another receiver, tight end, whatever in here. They're killing us with the spacing we're giving them between our DB here and whatever this receiver is here. They're taking their basically slot style receiver, and they'll have them in a bunch out here, and they'll do the same thing. Every time we give them spacing, they're going to kill us with quick slants and stuff and some other things. They're going to kill us because we keep giving them too much space in these passing situations, especially while we're leaving our guys in man, not playing zone. All right, so they punted there. This is their next drive. All right, and this is where they break our backs to begin the game, because this is a 94-yard drive. Excuse me, a 96-yard drive starting from their own 4-yard line. And so this one's gonna kill us, guys, because right from the go, boom. All right, let's break this down real quick. This is one of those like, oh, all right, so you're going to see both of our guys, all right, here, all right, the 2 linebackers here are going to get sucked up into one hole. This shouldn't happen, but for whatever reason, they didn't space themselves out well as the play's coming in. They both went to go jump into one hole, And so these offensive linemen sucked two of our guys into one hole, and now it's left a big spot here. Okay, and Darius Rush comes in to clean it up, but I mean he's a little timid there too. He needed to get, I think, from where he was over here to getting over there just a little bit faster. Now I think maybe he was trying to check to make sure Cook wasn't coming out the backfield with it, but right here at this point, once Cook hasn't, he can see clearly Cook doesn't have the ball. He does need to contain the corner to make sure the guy doesn't bounce it back out, but he's just watching. He's just kind of reacting. Yeah, see, it's just he just didn't react quick enough there for me on that play. It just felt like a little, he was a little slow on that play. So two of our D linemen or our two linebackers get bottled up, on that side over there. Boom, it shouldn't have happened. They should have they needed containment to block the holes out. So one needed to go through one of those holes and the other one through the other, but they both ended up going through the same hole, and it left a big hole. And of course, Missouri's doing a good job of blocking. I'm going to tell you, they outcoached us 100%. Somebody tried to say, oh, they didn't really outcoach us or something. They outcoached. They 100% outcoached. It wasn't like crazy talent. It wasn't even, they did what worked for them. They executed it over and over and over again. Here's that play. Here's what I was just saying. So here's a different look. It's a different formation, something Pete Orr had talked about the other night after the game, and I talked about this earlier, is our own formations and how we could sub in and out of them and give the same plays, which is a slightly different look because we switched the formation. We don't have to do a different play for every formation we have, basically. There's just ways you can use your formations. And this time, so they actually get number 80 here going in motion and not Lovett, okay? After the ball is snapped, now Lovett goes in motion. They've identified that we're once again in man. So they're going to let Lovett just haul boogie because he's fast, and they're looking for him to beat everybody to the edge, which he does. So he's going to be faster than everybody here and beat them to that edge and around that corner. And he's going to get a good play out of this. All right. Good 10 yards there. And, that's, once again, a man. Actually, I want to come back to that real quick, okay? Because let's see once again, how soft our guys are in a second down. Okay, so down here at the very bottom, you'll see our guy is playing off pretty well from this guy. They're just giving so much room, and this is going to keep coming back to bite us in the butt. And later in the game, Clayton White starts changing that, but it takes so long. I don't understand is how long it's taking our coaches to make the changes. And, it's just not that where he was would have mattered, but it's still one of the things that I just wanted to point out because it just keeps happening. Just keep seeing if with that much space on this play, even after this guy moves out, now that you got this guy here, he could do a little quick comeback right here, boom, and he could have had a first down, and there was so much space there anyway. I mean, it wouldn't have even been much. Just such a soft, way too soft a cushion there. But okay, next play. They've got the first down. This drive, like I said, is just going to keep killing us and breaking our back over and over. Once again, we're in man. Pretty sure we were in man here. I should probably check my notes. No, this is the one we were actually in. Nope, man, I believe. Let's watch it. So this is the weird play. They had tight end in the box. We might have had a spy here. This is some sort of zone. I can't tell because I can't see what a lot of the other players are doing. But it was a weird play for them because they rolled out right, but they didn't really send a lot of their guys to the right. So it was a weird play. Missouri had a few head scratchers themselves. Trust me, it wasn't. I'll just leave it there. Then you have, all right, next play, the toss. They just keep getting it to their playmakers. Hey, we know what that's about. Get it in the guy. I think this is Burden. I believe is number 3. Burden wasn't as effective in this game. I think we were maybe keying in on him earlier. That was why I love it. Was just kind of tearing us up. But once again, we're in man. I want to come back. Watch again. I mean, number 28. It's rushing, and he's just so far back in the play. It's like, what's he doing back there? If he was he gonna drop into a zone there? Was he like the safety in that? I mean, I could see that, but I mean, that was so far back, and if he just isn't so far back, he makes that play so much closer, and it doesn't. It's not a 5-yard gain or whatever. It's more a 2-3 yard gain. And that was a 6-yard gain, right? Because it was 2nd and 10. They gained 6 off of that. So, just too much, too soft. Oh, here we go again. Look at the top of the screen. There's a bunch here, and then you see one guy way back here. And this is just killing us. It's going to keep killing us. Now, he came up a little bit. I'm surprised. But I guarantee there's going to be, yep, right here. Quick out to Lovett. His man is so far behind him that he's going to get caught with this little man pick. And it's 3rd and 4. Why are we giving them such a soft coverage here on 3rd and 4? You got to get up there and bump on these guys. What I haven't touched on yet is our D-line is getting pressure like every play. Just so y'all know, our D-line played extremely well. And so I don't understand why we're giving them such easy cushion out there. And this just keeps happening over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Man coverage with soft, like back to here we go again. Let's see it again. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Look at this. Now it's a run, and there's nobody up here to make the move to play. And then here's a big issue, okay? Because it's not that the D-line isn't working here. There's no help up around the line. I mean, like, they spread us out. Now, our guys, let's check out. Maybe this was a zone defense, just because, and the only reason I say that is because of where the linebackers are kind of playing here and how they react. It's hard to tell with the pass because if it is a zone, it's so far back. Looks like it probably was a zone, and the zone was so far back anyway that these guys were just never picking up a man in it. Had it been a pass play, they were gonna throw something under in those zones. They're gonna kill us with these unders. Just back, back. Back. Just play back. Okay, so this is Clayton White's thing is either full out blitzes or play back. Full out blitz or play back. They got offsides here. Get these guys back off schedule by their own accord, so they shoot themselves in the foot. We don't do anything with it. They're gonna score on this drive. So let's keep that in mind. They're not stopping us. Zone read. Guess what? Gone. E-man probably could have stepped up in the hole a little bit earlier. He was playing a little slow. I think he had already had the injury at this point in the game. He's just kind of slowing up just a little bit, early. And somewhere obviously early, we know he got hurt. Things were a little iffy. He ends up really picking it up later in the game. It's almost like if we don't have that kid, we don't have a defense, quite honestly, right now. Yeah, I mean, he needed to step a little faster there. But there's no spy here. And the problem is now on these read options, and they keep coming, because they're in a straight man pretty much every time. It doesn't look like, I said, it doesn't look like there's a spy. It looks like they're a man, and they're sending blitzers, and so they either have to read it right or that's it. And there's nobody left to clean that up, and they need those spies for that. I mean, that's why you spy a mobile quarterback. That's why you spy a read option team. You need spies. Later on, it's going to become obvious they're spying them, but right now, I can't pick up an obvious spy. It looks mostly like man. Here we go again, another man. Coverage, I believe, might be his zone. This might be his zone, just based on all I can go by here. Oh no, this guy was probably covering that other guy. Okay, so it was a man, probably as well. Soft zone, I mean, look how far back our DBs are. This was a zone coverage, and Cam Smith misses this one. Because Cam is stuck on this guy who's going to get picked up by another DB like he's supposed to. All of these guys are biting on the play action. Okay, so they stepped up and they leave a big gap between them and Cam Smith. But this is still going to be in Cam Smith's guy. You're going to see that he needed to have been back on him first. E-Man was picking up the other guy. I believe that was E-Man right there that was picking up the other guy that had run past Cam. So it was, yeah, he ends up playing the wrong guy here. He was wide open. That's going to kill us right there, of course. I mean, it's just, what do you do? If you guys missing the coverage, then that's, but it's weird because once again, this just looks like a zone. Let me see this again real quick. Okay, there's no blitzing. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Clayton White just mostly lines it up in man, and he blitzes in man. And then when he goes to a zone, it's a lot of times just a zone, and it's a soft zone with space, and there's no blitzers. I mean, mix it up. Throw some zone blitzes in. We're not seeing that. It's just, and it's not just this game. I just haven't had time to do defensive breakdowns because I'm always on the offense, and trying to make sure we're getting the right, calling out what is really wrong in the offense at times. And I don't even want to talk about the offense right now, so here we are again, loving on a little sweep. I mean, it just, let's check out the coverage. Look at the coverage again. Look how far back our DBs are. Look how far back our DBs are. Do I need to keep saying this? Can I go to the next play? I mean, dude, it's just, this is disgusting. This is what we talk about the offense running the same plays over and over and over again. I would say this has got to be man again because you got players following, all the way to the other side of the field. Let me rewind this if you watch. You don't usually see somebody follow this far in man. Oh yeah, and this guy just this is the play where he's wide open. He just runs over Devontae Reed. And I don't understand why Reed played him this way to get ran over. And then we got lucky, basically. Our D-line, once again, continues to get pressure, flushes Cook out, and it ends up being a sack. So, but this dude was wide open. You're going to see it. Watch this. Here's a good view of it, too. So this is like a man, man coverage here. Devontae Reed gets clocked. If this guy would have saw that, it was a touchdown already. Doesn't matter. They're going to get the touchdown anyway, because... Oh yeah, the play is still attached to the replay on this particular one. Alright, cool. Alright, so... 3rd and 7. I like this zone, by the way. I like this little wide receiver screen they do from the offensive side of it. But once again, look how far back our guy is. You know, he's already at the stick. You got to defend him from getting to the stick, and he's already there. So this is a slick little wide receiver screen because the tackle is actually going to slide out to be the blocker, and he doesn't get there like he would like to probably in time to really set a good block, but he helps create an angle to where Cam Smith had to play him in a certain direction that, you know, if the receiver went back the other way, okay, then let me show you what I'm talking about. Because he's right here, if Cam Smith tries to cut on the inside, he can't because he's gonna get blocked. So he can only try to play the guy a certain way, and then he misses it. And you really just need to contain to the outside right there. Why he went to the inside of this guy, I don't know, but he just missed it. Cam Smith needed to make this tackle. This was a must tackle for Cam Smith. It was a cool play. The blocker had minimal effect on it. I understand. I don't understand how Cam doesn't make the play. Period. I mean, he's got to make that one. And then I feel like Williams. Watch how he's kind of just trotting there. He's not in, look at him. He's not in like full speed. Like, I need to get over there and go help my teammate. He's in this like, oh well, Cam's got him. Oh wait, no. Oh crap, we got to go get him. Oh shit. We could have stopped that right there. We could have stopped that. So as much as I'm unhappy with, you know, obviously the coaching right here too, because they're playing such soft coverage right there and whatnot, you can point out easily and say, hey, Cam Smith doesn't get a tackle, and Debo Williams is just, he's in cruise control. He's like, oh, I'm not in a hurry to get there. Okay. No hurry. Ooh, the QB draw. Okay, and this was, I mean, this is why you need a spy. You have a mobile quarterback. You're down in the red zone now. If he's a spy, he might be. Okay, if he is spying, he is too far back. Debo Williams gets out of position. If he's spying, as soon as he sees these guys coming running forward, he's got to be making the play up in the hole more because he's got to know that the reason they're coming up there is the block. He's got to realize there's a draw coming at that point. He should have had hands on him already. You know, I mean, D-line's doing a good job. I mean, they're getting pressure. I mean, that's why they ended up running the draw here, because it was D-line's getting through. You know, I mean, D-line is doing what they need to do. The DBs and the linebackers are not. And, oof, they're just not. I don't know what else to tell you. Alright, let's just keep going forward. Once again, we got guys way back, so far back. Let's just give them so much room. Burden gets a toss again, and there's just they're giving them the corner over there. There's just nothing to protect those corners when they run these tosses and sweeps because the DBs and stuff are so far back. They're just giving them yards. They're just playing too far back constantly, over and over and over again. It allows the blockers to get in between them and lets the blockers dictate for Missouri, lets them dictate, you know, the path basically. And you can't be that far back. You're already down inside the 10. Like, when are you going to wait to tighten up your coverage? You know, and the zone read. Now let's see if it looks like we have a spy on this one. if Debo Williams is a spy, he's not. He gets blocked, and he shouldn't be the spy if he's gonna be stepping up like that. Spy usually stays back. Now, what's this guy doing? I don't know. He's waiting to see if the run's coming through the hole. I mean, he's nowhere near the play, and that's E-Man. And that was going on a little bit with him early. He just wasn't himself early. I think his leg was hurting him. You know, he was a little slow early. But we can't depend on one defensive player in our backfield. I mean, and that was the first touchdown, and that was the first touchdown drive, and they just butchered us, and they do it again. You know, this time our D-line doesn't really stop them with the draw or whatever right here. What's gonna happen? So, I mean, hey, you know, these guys are. I'm sorry, it's late at night. I'm doing this film. It's quiet at my house. I can do it now. But it's a draw. They are coming through. You know, I mean, it happens. I can't really break that one down in a way that I'm like, hey, I'm not happy with something. They blocked well right there, and they got some yards on the draw. I mean, that happens. We had a 4-man front and two linebackers just kind of in there floating. Alright, now up top our DB is playing up higher, but once again down here this one's playing soft. And that's the side of the field they're going to go to the ball. Every time they see the DB's playing way back, they're like, oh hey, we're going to run into that hole right there. They're giving it to us. Here we are again. Look at the top of the screen. DBs are okay. Now it goes. Let's see what happens here. Look at the slot receiver. Yeah. And the other guy's having to tell him to play in on that guy. It's like, you're lost. And he's just gonna burn him with a quick slant here, dude. I mean, it wasn't even a great one. I mean, I heard Pete Orr talking about, Lord, I'm gonna quit saying the boy's name because I'm not saying it right. Pete Orr's a Braves player. Perry Orth. Sorry, Perry. I heard Perry Orth talking about, quick slants and them defending them on the inside. I mean, this goes so fast. You can't defend that. Look at this. Just kills him with a quick slant right here. I mean, right in between before the other guy could close in. You can't. What are you gonna do with that? And it's 3rd and 5. Quick slant. Bam. And at this point, I mean, the coverage isn't close. It's just he only needs 5 yards, and look where the safety is. That's who needed to be up. Look where your safety is. Look how far back your safety is on 3rd and 5 here. I mean, were we just worried that they were going to burn? Wow, you got a number 3 is way back there. Delani Reed's way back there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 3rd and 5, and these guys are so far back. You know, because that's who was going to have to make that play to stop him from getting the first down. Because the DB that's up on him, it might be Rush. You know, he needed to bump him right there for one. He needed to get him off of his. He needed to get. You're allowed to bump them, you know, within the line of scrimmage. He needed to get up on him and bump him and get him off his route right there. He was a little too soft right there. But if anybody was going to be able to stop this play, it was going to be the safety. Well, there's no way, because look how far back he was. It's just way too far back. Way too far back. Now, I don't know if that's, I mean, it's not them. This is definitely Clayton White not fixing it. He's just not fixing it. It's like, hey, we'll just keep doing the soft zone, the soft coverage. Now they tighten up. And this is a read option. I don't know that they had a spy. I'll put it like this. If Cook keeps this, he's gone. Yeah, I mean, if Cook keeps this, oof, look. Because Debo Williams, he overcommits. He doesn't keep containment. Boom. If Cook would have, you saw that, you know, if Cook would have kept that ball, he'd have been running for a second. But he didn't. Gave it to his back. Got a little bit out of it. Fine. You know. They had gotten a penalty to start the drive, so they got some of the penalty yards back right there. Not all of them, but some of them. You know, they're in a hole. They shot themselves in the foot again. Oof. Okay. So what happens here? Okay, so Devontae Reed gets left in man coverage, and I don't know why he ends up in man coverage against Lovett, which is the worst part. So, right here, boom. Okay, Devontae's picking him up. I mean, he had all that space, you know. If he was running man, and he was already giving him, once again, it's such a big zone now. I understand it's because you don't want him to pass you, but you got to jam them up. I mean, these guys, look at my line, the blitz. It's starting to get through. It's not like this is some long time, but because you let Lovett just take off from the line and not jam him up in anything and throw his timing off. You know, and you can't do that every play, and we understand and know this, but you're never doing it. It's never happening. And so they don't have to account for it. They're already they're calling plays based on what you literally do every play. I mean, there's no change here. There's no. And he got past Reed, and the safety finally got there to help, and that's all there is to that. But it's just, once again, super soft coverage, allowing guys to dictate the route first. And we're stopping these inside runs. We're not having a hard time stopping their inside run game. You know, it's just not happening. But their read option and their sweeps and stuff like that, they go out to the perimeter. They're killing us. Yeah, we had them 2nd and 9 here. Stop them again. You know, and then this is a play that kills us. 3rd and 9. If I said it once, I've said it a million times. Look where his man is. Look how far back his guy is. Oh, little swing, little wide receiver screen. No problem. 1st down. What? Coach Beamer said they had him leveraged properly. Well, this ain't leverage, sweetie. This ain't leverage. This is not leverage, honey. This is a lot of space. They weren't even they weren't even really going for it hard. They were basically, hey, you know, if they'll give it to us, we'll take it. And they gave it to you, and they took it. Whew. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm. I just, I don't know. I mean, once again, you're giving them space. Again, now they don't use it. They just go with a read option here, and it goes right down the middle. Like, nope. Well, I'll just go through the same hole. Basically, use his running back to take the first hit, and then he comes charging in. They got a good push here. Debo Williams definitely sold out to get the running back, and there was nobody spying, it looks like, to get the quarterback. Maybe 44 there. Debo, who was that? Sherrod Green is spying, but he would be out of position if he was. He just looks like maybe he was in sort of the zone. They might have been playing some sort of zone down in here. And he just charges it on through. I mean, our guys were toast at this point. I'm not saying they quit. It's just they're tired. They've been on the field a long time. Let's remember they had a long drive. They just gave up. The offense comes out, runs I'm pretty sure another 3 and out, because I think the first 3-4 drives are all 3 and outs and crap. So they're not getting any rest, and they're right back on the field again. They just looked a little tired by the end of this drive, getting pushed around, but they also couldn't get off the field in several key instances, and that was 100% on them. You could blame the offense all you want, but the biggest thing I keep seeing is just the soft guys are okay. So I mean, this time our guys were starting to step up before, that. If you see number 20, I think it's 7 out here. I think it's DQ Smith. Yeah. DQ's gonna start stepping up, and then this guy starts stepping up, but it's still our guys are so far back. They saw a lot of green grass over there, and they took off that way. Guys are way back. This changes. It does change, and all of a sudden our defense starts looking better. But it just took so long. It took so long. This is the one that, yeah, I mean, we got gypped on this. It happens. I think this did fire up our D a little bit. They looked a little spunky after that, like they were pissed about the call, and I think at least woke up the players, because they started looking like they started playing harder. I don't feel like the play call was much better, but I feel like the players started playing harder. And you'll hear the coaches go, it's all execution, it's never the coaches. Well, that's not true either. I mean, notice on this play, the DBs are up closer on the receivers, and they're staying tight with them the whole way. I mean, I don't feel like they're receivers. I know that Burden and Levitt are pretty fast, but I just don't feel like we should be worried so much about like these guys burning us so deep all the time that we were playing such soft coverage. We'll just worry about that one later. It was a bad call, guys. Y'all know that. We all know that. Shit happens. Just get over that. But our guys start playing a little bit more inspired here, because of it. They were not happy. But this soft coverage, man, is still, could be killing us. Fortunately, this one doesn't. We get in there. He ran fast. He contained them to the edge much better that time. Didn't let them get to the edge, because before this, they just were letting them go to the edge. It was like, whatever. Pick up the extra 3-4 yards. They just weren't chasing these guys down like they needed to really hard. And so I do notice that after the penalty, the players themselves really started picking it up, but I just feel like the coaching remains the same. Once again, they're just burning us out to the edge. And why? Look how far back all of our players are. They're so far back. You're just giving them so much space, and every time they see all this green in here. You see what I'm talking about? There's so much space in here. So it's allowing these guys to just go in there and set up these, like, they're looking like they're going to be going for a route, but they're getting in here and just putting themselves in position knowing that the pass is coming right here and they're going to block. That's it. It's like a screen. It's basically a wide receiver screen because we're giving them so much space. You know, it's the same effect as a wide receiver screen. And every time you're playing these defenders back and giving them that space, they're doing it. And Coach White just ain't getting it. He just it's just not computing somewhere. I don't know how we get out of this. I think they only get 3 out of this one. I know that, but it wasn't because we put a spy on here and kept them from, burning us with quarterback here. All right. I think this is a design QB draw, and they don't mind running that kind of play and not getting a first down because Mevis is kicking it from the 40 and in, no problem. If they can get the ball to the 40, they got it. So they're already in scoring range. The 41, 42, I mean, he can kick them over 55 yards. So they feel like they're getting points here either way. Why not just see if the draw is going to pick it up? And we're played so far back, and there's no spy. That's what killed us here. There's a big cushion. There's still a big cushion. There's still a big cushion. They could have burned us in so many ways here. But there's no spy. Once again, there's never a spy, never a spy, never, ever a spy. The only reason we end up stopping them here is because right here towards the end of the drive, now I think they get this first down, and they do. Okay, it was just a run. I'll just play through it real quick. Boom, a little run. And they get that first down, and here's my thing. So everything gets better here, and we shut them down because just go back now. Look how many of our guys are close to the line now. Well, they don't have any choice because we're down 100% in the goal line. And of course we don't play that tight the whole game. Of course you don't. I understand that. You don't have to tell me that. But these guys have been so far back. Now that they don't have as much space to cover, I guess, it's okay for the guys to be up there and everything. And guys are closer to the line, but they should have been closer to the line so many more times. Not as close as they are right now, just closer. Closer. And we shut them down here, finally, and they get the 3. We went and got 7 before the half, and now it's the third quarter. Here we go again. Boom. See this one DB back? Because he's stepping back. That's what they're looking at. That they're going to be able to get in there with some numbers. They've already given them space to work with. As soon as they see that DB back, that's where they're going. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. Once again, DBs. How far back was the DB? He didn't get a first down here, which was really odd. I thought he got the first down, by the way. So, and then we stop him. It's QB read. E-Man could have gotten this one. Okay, E-Man, and the commentators actually were talking about this one. He just steps up a little too late. If he just stepped up just a hair earlier here. Because clearly at this point, the running back has been covered. There's no reason E-Man is sitting back at this point waiting to see what's going to happen. He had a clear shot at him way before this, and he's just kind of waiting and letting the guy come to him at the line. So then he just puts his head down and collides forward, first down. E-Man could have made that play. E-Man could have made that play. He didn't. And unfortunately, because he makes a lot of plays for us, it's unfortunate he didn't get that one. Alright, so here. They mess up. About to throw the ball away. Not a lot to get out of this. Let me move on. We do start tightening up, and you do see how we decided, hey, you know what? Let's not leave our DB back so far right there in the 3rd and 9. And hey, pays off. Tighten up on it. Tighten our DBs up there. Let them play. If you're gonna, put them in man. Don't put them so far back. Don't give them such a big wide gap. Look how much further these guys were playing in. I mean, everybody's a little closer in now, without being too close. I mean, there's still safety help back there. I don't know why they were so deep. Maybe they thought that like Burden and Levitt were like so fast. They just couldn't possibly keep up, and they had to just play so far back, or they were going to get burnt the whole game. And so I just, it took forever. It took forever. See, once again, our guys were coming in. White's finally figured it out. Hey, they're giving us too much room. We're giving them too much room. And this play works out for him anyway. But at least our guys aren't so far back. Now they let them, they're letting them push them back. They never noticed it was a run. It is what it is. Here we go again. I remember this play. They're about to get torched. They're lucky. They're lucky he went here and not here because it was a touchdown. Let's just keep this in mind. Okay, keep this in mind, and look where it starts. Where's this man playing? How much space is he giving his guy? Have we not learned anything yet? Apparently not. Watch it as it goes. And I'm going to show you how this play worked out. They have a replay of it. Wow, he's so lucky he didn't see this guy. And we know they did not get a touchdown out of this drive. They didn't get any more touchdowns. So right here was lucky because our guy tripped too. But let's come back. It's basically a little pick play. It only works because there's so much space between Lovett and his man that it took Imawari out of the play, But Imawari's fast and athletic. He's able to keep up and catch up on the pass, which is why I don't understand why we thought he's just going to completely leave our guys or something. Is that why we're giving him so much space? I don't. And they just kept torching us. Every time there was space, that's the guy. That's where the ball's going. Every time we gave him space, there's where the ball's going. Yeah, Burden just left this one, dropped it. And this is another quick slant. Watch this. All the space we're giving him. Check out the space. Burden's going to step up. Quick slant. Boom. I bet Seville Newton would have loved that if he'd have caught it too. I mean, come on, man. A little quick game going on right there. And they haven't done a lot. I mean, a lot of that's that kind of quick game. They've done wide receiver screens out of and all kinds of others. It's hilarious. They're hitting us with swing passes, wide receiver screens, and sweeps. All perimeter stuff, all stuff I said before this game, well before this game. I can't possibly imagine that they didn't know this was the stuff coming at them. E-Man's starting to really step up at this point. They were talking about he covered so much space. Yes, he did. And we get off the field. You know, I mean, a couple plays, you get off the field. Finally, you're getting off the field. Your offense isn't doing shit for you. At this point. I guess they did get the field goal right there. This was another time we played zone coverage. I remember watching this play earlier, and stood out to me because, we were playing zone coverage for a change, and they bit kind of on the play action, and then there's that soft zone. It's not a zone blitz, they sent 4. They sent 4, and there's just holes in the coverage. There's never do a zone coverage with like 6 blitzers. It's send 4 and soft zone coverage. They never, and they don't do it. They don't even do zone very often. It's just man, man, man. How far back were our guys too? Let's look at that. Can't see the. So this guy came out of the backfield. He was on a wheel route. Boom. Wheel route on the zone. Yeah, and that works. I mean, that's what's worth it, Wheel route works is on that zone coverage. They forgot about the running back coming out of the backfield. Boom. And once again, in any kind of long developing pass plays for these guys, and I mean, our defensive line was in there. They were there the whole game. I mean, our D-line played great, guys. They did. I've quit talking about them because I just want to, I keep pointing out, hey, DB, DB, DB. D-line, and the reason you don't hear me talking about the D-line is because they're doing their job. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are getting in there. They are disruptive. They're just not getting a lot of help from the guys behind them. Linebackers, DBs. They start to get more as the game goes on, and that's the difference in slowing these guys down. But that's also the other difference is, at a certain point, Missouri starts playing us different too, because they get to a point where they're like, hey, every time we get here, we're going to get 3. If you're letting us in this area, we know we're going to get 3. Mevis is going to get it. Now, one of these he misses at some point. Now, this is a play we stop him, but I want to point out. It's a man coverage. And once again, Debo Williams is going to be out of position. I've noticed Debo out of position a lot. Okay. He's right. No, this is Sherrod Green. My bad. It's not Debo. It's the Sherrod Green. Because if he was somebody was supposed to stay on this man. If he was, I don't know who was supposed to stay on this guy actually. Nobody stayed on him. Nobody. It can't be a zone because DQ Smith's running all the way across. I mean, it could be some weird zone, but I don't think this is a zone. It looks like a man coverage yet again. And whoever is supposed to pick up this guy cutting across, nobody picks him up. I don't understand how he's not getting picked up, but that could have gone there. That could have been disastrous. It looks like it would have gotten through if it had went to that guy, if they'd had another second. So once again, thank your stars that the D-line is not giving this guy enough time to even find any extra potential routes and stuff. D-line did their job. D-line did their job. As I felt like they've done most of the year. They have gotten penetration a lot this year. Even against Georgia. I've seen our D linemen in the backfield a lot, and that doesn't mean always coming up for the sack, guys, but being in the backfield and disrupting the timing of plays and stuff is huge, and they're not getting support from the people behind them, other than, E-man a lot of times. The linebackers are not getting what we need out of them. I don't feel like we're getting spies. We're not putting a spy out there enough. Later, like way later in this game, we're going to start seeing a spy. I'm like, really? Finally? Really? Because I guess they thought they were just going to run a lot of read option, which of course they were, but they've always been running read option. And the thing is, if they would have put a spy in, our people wouldn't have had to worry as hard about reading the option and just playing the option. Understand what I'm saying? Let's use this play real quick. So if they have a spy, these guys can crash hard on the running back, because if there's a spy, he's going to clean up the quarterback. So, alright, because they're worried about the quarterback pulling the ball, they're not running hard to get to this guy, so it allows them to get outside, and once again, Devo Williams is out of position, gets a little inside of his containment too. He needed to be more on the outside. He really needed to crash there. There's no reason he was so far back at that point. I've said this. Guys just not stepping up. They're not stepping up. The plays don't have them always close enough to the line in the first place. But you notice our DBs are much closer now than they've been most of the game. Is there a spy here? Let's see. I can't tell. It looks just like man most of the time. Just man. There's no originality to the defense. Line them up in man. Give them a bunch of space. See what happens. I mean, Darius Rush is still good. There's still tons of space right there. It's just like, wow. Hey guys, I'm about over this review, because I mean, this is it. It's the same thing over and over and over again, except for we got a little tighter towards the end of the game. But they weren't spying most of the game. They wait till the end of the game to figure them out. Figure out how to stop them. And how do we stop them here? Because it's 3rd and 1 again. Yeah, we don't. We just keep letting them eat up the clock here, I think. I think they get the 3rd and 1 here. Ah, yeah, there's a timeout. They decided to take a timeout. Come back. Boom, a little motion. Some eye candy. Straight down the middle. First down. A little eye candy straight down the middle, first down. We're not even using that stuff, I don't think, on the offensive side of the ball in this game, which is our stuff. They're using the same stuff we use and doing it better. Look at the soft coverage again, man. Oh, Lord have mercy. And now they're stepping up, but look, on the far outside, that's so much space. I mean, they're just running the ball now anyway. I don't even know why you would think that they wouldn't be. Boom, more run. False start. 3rd yards, so we got a 3rd and 7. And we're able to contain and drop them. I mean, at this point, they're basically just running the ball. They're either read option. They're barely ever passing it. They've basically abandoned the pass game at this point. They keep trying to tick out the clock, and they've done it. I mean, it's over. There's nothing else to see here. They don't even care at this point. Watch this play. They're just like, wow. Okay, so it starts. They're literally, he's just running to the sideline, and he's not, he's kneeling. He was kneeling. He was kneeling, y'all. You see this. They ain't even trying to play anymore. The game's over. This is how bad it's gotten. He's just going to do this again. Watch. He's just going to run towards the sideline. Take as much time as he can. Then he's going to kneel the ball. They don't even want to try to get a first down. They don't even care about trying to get a first down now. They have decided there is no way Carolina is going to beat us on their side of the ball anymore. It's over. Once again, same things. We never really figured, like Clayton White never figured them out. They just kind of quit trying. They didn't have to do anything. They're like, dude, they can't move the ball against us. We'll just take what we can, get some field goals here and there, and they're never gonna move the ball ever again. Oh, I mean, overall, you know, let me go over my overall take as we watch this ridiculousness. The game was awful on both sides of the ball. The offense didn't do crap to stay on the field, so the defense was playing a lot. But the reality is, the coordinator took most of the game to figure out that he was playing his DBs way too far back, and they were attacking that soft coverage, whether it was with a pass or a run to the perimeter. Every time they saw a hole in the defense or the DBs were back, that's where the ball was going. It didn't make sense. Play after play after play after play after play after play. There was plenty of room. The play calling was giving them. So to say, hey, the guys got out of position, sometimes they did, but a lot of times they were out of position because there was so much space between them and where they needed to be already. And it allowed Missouri to just fill up that space with blockers and knock us out of the way even further. You can't expect that to work, and it just took too long. You know, we complain about Marcus Satterfield not changing it up when he needs to, or play calling where he wants to. But Clayton White, man, this is the majority of what I've seen out of him all year. It's straight man blitzes, not a lot of stunts or anything like that. Just straight man, or they're sending 6, they're dropping 5 into man coverage, leaving our guys on the island. There's never any double teams. You had Lovett burning you. There was a time Lovett was just burning the crap out of you, and you never once double teamed him. I didn't see one. I never saw a point where we were keying in on Lovett and trying to stop him. They just quit going to him at a certain point, not because we were stopping them, because they didn't need to anymore. They just decided they didn't need to use that weapon anymore. They wanted to hey, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna put it back in the closet. We don't need it now, and save it for another day. That's sad. That's sad. The defense was just as sad as the offense. The only difference that we had on the defense was those boys got pissed about that flag early, and the players themselves were playing much more inspired after that, trying to make plays. But the defensive coordinator did not put them in position to make the plays at all. Not at all. Not at all. They can say whatever they want. Defend Clayton White. He's done this over and over this year, where the team comes out, has 3 scorers, where he can't stop them. He can't do anything to stop them before he starts to figure out something to slow them down and get some stops, and then the offense is never able to come back, and that's not the defense's fault that the offense can't do anything. The offense doesn't help the defense at all either. My point is, as far as the coaching is going right now, it's all awful. They got completely outcoached in this game on both sides of the ball. Clayton White has got to mix up his defensive schemes because I don't see it. I see full out blitz and man, like I said before, or soft zone coverage. And he doesn't go to zone very often. It's very, very rare he's in a zone. That's it for me, guys. I want to get to bed. Good night.